What's up, guys? I hope you're having an awesome Saturday and are pleased with what your NFL team did to improve through the draft. And I think this was one of the deeper drafts we've ever seen. And I feel like a lot of teams aced it and have improved greatly, especially my Carolina Panthers, the first team ever in the modern draft era to draft all defensive players. And I am super happy with it and absolutely fine with it because that side of the ball was ravaged by free agent departures, retirements, and whatnot, and we needed a makeover, and we did it in the best way possible. It was an absolute clinic by Marty Herney and Matt Rule. In Matt Rule, we trust the process, and now we have one of the nastiest, forceful defensive fronts that I've seen in a while. Young, versatile, fast. That's what we've transformed our defense to, and I'm super pumped to see what these guys are when they all get together and are on the field as a composed unit, because now we even have depth and rotational depth on the defense, where prior to the draft we were searching and clawing. Not anymore. Derrick Brown, Yetur, Gross-Matos, KK Short, and Brian Burns. That is going to be in quarterback's nightmares for many years to come, I hope. And we're going to bring the pain at the very least and force Brady, Breeze, and Ryan to have longer ice baths. That's for darn sure. So I'm very excited for Yetur. He had a stat sheet stuff in the last year at Penn State. 9.5 sacks and 15.5 tackles for loss, 6'5", 265. He can do it. He can do it all, along with Derrick Brown. Stuff in the run, which is exactly the thing we struggled mightily with, and getting after the quarterback. So I'm very pleased with that, along with the fact that they are versatile. They can move inside and outside, and with Burns and KK Short alongside, there will be no possibility to double team, not as much anyway, unless you want a free rusher at your quarterback, which I'm totally fine with, but I'm pretty sure offensive line coaches and offensive lines won't be. So that's going to be fascinating to watch, and I think Brady, Breeze, and Ryan are going to be picking themselves up off the ground a ton, and that's super exciting. We also added Bravvion Roy, a 6'1", 330 defensive tackle from Baylor. So Matt Rule is very familiar with this guy. 9.5 sacks at Baylor, so he knows how to rush the quarterback. I've heard a lot of comps to Kyle Love, and that's a pretty darn good comp. He put together some good, solid years for us in the rotational role, and I feel like that's what he's going to do, or Bravvion Roy is going to do, fill that role as well, with Kerr, who we added on a 1-year deal this offseason. Stephen Weatherly, we've all of a sudden got some force and some rotations that I'm really excited about on the defensive front, and they are going to definitely put a dent in that franchise worst 29.4 points allowed, and I'm super excited about that. And we built the back up as well, adding safety Jeremy Chinn, 6'3", 220 out of Southern Illinois, ran a 4.45, 6'3", 220, and that fast? Yes, please. He's basically the mini Isaiah Simmons, another stat sheet stuffing guy. 13 interceptions, 18 pass breakups, and 6 forced fumbles. Just absolutely amazing. He can play anywhere on the defense. He can come up in the box against the run as well. Play the tight ends, and we need that, especially with the newly acquired Tampa getting Rob Gronkowski out of retirement. That's going to be big, and I'm sure he won't mind at all sticking in his nose with those Pro Bowl wide receivers we face constantly in the NFC South as well. And he's got good gene pool with his uncle being Bronco great Steve Atwater. He was all over the place, and I feel like Jeremy Chinn has a great chance of being that. Also, with the praise of Charles Woodson, Ryan Clark, and Tyrann Mathieu, who was the original hybrid. He knows exactly what it is just to be a great defensive football player, not be tied down to a position. So I'm really excited to see what Jeremy Chinn can do. The versatility he brings is off the charts, and I think his value is going to be even better than Isaiah Simmons at number 7, because if you miss on a top 10 pick, you're usually scratching and clawing for just to be 8-8 and not the NFC South champions and NFC champions that we are shooting towards. So I really love that. And then we got our second cornerback, Troy Pride Jr. out of Notre Dame. This was a great pick. I'm surprised he fell this far. He also is fast, 4.4. He has 4 interceptions and 13 pass breakups as well. So that's a theme that I've seen while researching, is that all of these guys that we drafted have at least seven pass breakups, and that's key to be. If you can't get to the quarterback, you need to put your hands up, and all these guys know how to channel their inner Shaquille O'Neal and block the ball and create second and longs, third and longs, and whatnot. So that is great. Troy Pride Jr. is a local kid, 4 interceptions. He's from, I think, Greer, South Carolina. And the one big stat that I saw that made me super, super happy that we nabbed this guy. He was targeted 175 times, and only 25 of those went for splash plays, 25 plus yards. And that is super important with the Pro Bowl and Hall of Fame caliber wide receivers that we face in the NFC South. Julio Jones, Emmanuel Sanders, Michael Thomas, just to name a few. So that is very key to be able to keep them in front of them and allow our tackling machines to come up and clean up the plays. So that's really amazing. And we also drafted safety Kenny Robinson out of West Virginia. He was the first one out of the XFL, had 21 tackles, 2 interceptions, and 1 sack. And his last year at West Virginia, he posted a 36% completion rate against him. So he knows how to bump and press coverage nicely against wide receivers, and doesn't allow a lot of things to get completed against him. So I'm very excited about his prospects as well. And then we're going to go with Oliver Thomas III from FIU, a converted wide receiver, played the last 2 years at FIU as a cornerback, quickly became one of the best in the Conference USA as a cornerback. Just again, the pass breakups has 20 pass defenses, 2 interceptions, and 94 tackles. Can do it all, and is very, very athletic, obviously. And maybe we'll even use him on offense as like a trick play or something, because he has those nice hands and ball skills, as well as a former wide receiver. So again, this draft was absolutely executed to a T, and I am super excited to see all of these guys in Carolina Panthers colors. Welcome to the QC. Keep pounding. I am super, super excited with how our team as a whole is shaping up. We can surprise some people. I'm super excited for the season to start. Hopefully we get that, but as always, keep pounding. Go Panthers.